Hello there, YouTubers. This is going to be part 3 of the development of the website that we have been working on for a while now. So in the first part we have put together a WordPress environment. In the second part we have programmed the header, this really cool background section with the semi-transparent black background, and the button. And now we're going to go through the whole website and finish it up just like what we have in our design that has been created by our graphic designer. We'll see if we can knock this out right now. It's a fairly lengthy tutorial. You can really see how we are developing things. So we're going to proceed with the next section. The next section is just text item here on the left hand side, which is not part of our original template. We'll actually need to add that section to our template, to our stencil. We're going to go to Advanced Custom Fields, which is a really cool way for you to actually see how to add a new section. I'm going to go to Tools, choose File, Development, Deployment, JSON file. So instead of creating a section from scratch, we're going to just import it. And then once we go to the home page, technically it should be already in here. Intro, yep, it's here. We do want to position it correctly. We have the header section, and then the main content section, this one, is going to follow it. So we're just going to copy the text from the WordPress, from Figma, and paste it here. I'm going to click Update. Now you will see that it's not going to magically appear here, because we still need to program a little bit. So we're going to go to the home page, and then we actually have this file called Stencils here. It doesn't really have that much information here, but it is definitely powerful, because what we'll need to do is just to add this here. Then we'll need to rename the fields, because they have just generic field names, so that they match the advanced custom fields that we have added into our WordPress. So we're going to go to Advanced Custom Fields, and then this is the intro, info block, intro home. How's it called? Let's just navigate to it by using the gear icon over here. That's not it. Intro home, that's what it's called. Let's just go here. It's called intro, and it's a group. We'll just take field name intro, and then we have header, and we have content. Now the magic will happen. There we go. See, now we have a new section. What's really cool about this section is because it's already kind of pre-formatted to the look and feel of the website, just because it's a stenciled approach, and it's an editor. So if we even want to add a picture here, we can definitely do that inside WordPress. So that was easy. Then we're going to go to the next section here, where your dream meet excellent. So I'm going to grab this image here real quick, and we're going to move some sections around our services. Remember that we're moving things around not inside WordPress but inside the code. I'll show you. We'll get to that shortly. Alright, and then we're going to grab some, but it's important to also move blocks around inside WordPress as well, because if you're moving blocks inside WordPress so that they're in the right order, it's just going to help you stay organized, and whenever you're going to make modifications to the page, it's just going to be so much easier to work with everything. So right now I'm just adding content from this section here. I'll put this on pause, I guess, so I don't have to, so I'm not annoying you with this process that's not exactly complicated. Okay, there we go. We have just added all of this. I'm going to click update, and I'm going to move this section so that it's in the right order. I'm going to move it up. So we have the header, we have the intro paragraph, and then we have this section here. Now inside the actual website, we'll see that it will change. We need to adjust the font spacing a little bit, but this About Us section and the 3 item sections need to jump down. So that's what we'll do here. So inside temp.home.php, we're going to go 3 sections. This is the items, and this is our module. Actually, I'm not sure if that's the module. I'm going to double check on it. Inspect. Let's see what ID it is. 149. Yep, that was right. See, we're moving this section inside the code. Now that we have moved it, you'll see that it will jump up and will be positioned under this. There we go. Right, I don't really like how the text sticks together. Padding, font size, line height. Normal? No, that's not good. On EM. 2 EM. Let's do this. _T. We're going to modify text as well, so that it's optimized for search engine optimization. See, the body of the website goes really fast. I'm not sure if you have done some work before, but building headers, especially things like this, really take a lot of time. Just a header probably would take a whole day to build if you're really working on it from scratch. So we do have a button in the design here, schedule consultation or call. we might or we might not add it. Just going to skip it for now. Now our designer has decided to go creative and created this section here. And I don't know why she has put this together, but it's not going to be fun building this. We might have to use our library of scripts to find something similar, because I don't want to sit here all day programming a module. So I'm just going to go through this and find something that aligns in the format to what we're looking for. This could potentially be something that might work. You know what, I found this one. It's a little bit different from what they have, but it's a 5-element module and it looks nice. It has arrows here which outlines the process, and they also have a process. So we'll just use this one. Expand. I'm just going to download the JSON file. I'm going to extract it. Then we're going to copy HTML. Paste it here. Looks like we got some images in here. See, our developer put this thing in here, but not exactly sure how good of a quality of work he has done to actually program this. So we might need to do some modifications. We'll have to see. Let's just drop this here. Save. And then we're going to go to Tools, choose File, Import JSON, import it. So page template equals to home page. Save changes. 249 is the ID for it. Here it is. Alright, so header is our process. Add row, image. Let's select an image. Oops, that's not an image. Downloads. That's the image that we want to use. Consultation. Now see, there have image and icon. So I'm not exactly sure what goes where. We're going to click update and we'll see what happens. Consultation 2. Okay, so we don't really need the second part of the text. We can just remove the second part of the text. Consultation 2. Just the image works fine, and then we're just going to add the rest here by clicking add row. Before that, I'm just going to export the images. so that we can upload them all at the same time. So there's going to be 4 images to upload. So I will be building a new channel on YouTube, which will be focused on web development. Sorry, not web on business development. Specifically, this channel is specific to building websites, and we're going to be building another channel that's completely focused on actually building a business. Because I know about business development way more than I know about programming. And it's going to be applicable to any type of business, regardless if you're doing development, which probably you are doing development if you're watching this channel. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There are things that might not align too well. You can see this one is wider than others. And it's wider probably because of the consultation title. Yep. Okay, so we might want to change a few things here, so that it's more aligned to our design. First off, font weight and size. So we're just going to align this module so it matches the company. See, already better. Yeah, this is already a lot better. 9-1 H3 1 9-1 H3. We don't have to go through and modify everything. The goal is to build this website as fast as possible. That's what our clients are looking for. Okay, so something happened with our title here. Inspect H2. Text align century. Something happened with the H2. So we're going to remove the font family. I'm going to get rid of this one. text align center. I like to have it consistent with other things. It's fine for now. So we are going to get rid of this. of this. We don't need this. Alright, so technically this should be mobile friendly, because when we're building everything, we're working to ensure that it is mobile friendly. Yep. Okay. Looks good. The only thing that I'm not really happy with is how huge this module is. It shouldn't be that big. The goal of this module is just to give a user a quick overview of the process. So we're going to remove some paddings, margins. And I'm going to get rid of the background, box shadow. And we don't need border radius. So the item we don't need any of this. Okay. I'm pretty happy with it. So we have a divider line over here that we need to add, and further reduce the spacing. I think we need to decrease the spacing up at the very top to 20 pixels, and then we need to give the this one a little bit of padding. Bottom 20 pixels, just to give it some breathing space. Let's do that. Then I want to really remove all of this big blank space padding bottom. Let's change this one to 20 pixels, and let's add this divider, border bottom solid 2 pixels. We're going to change the color to match the logo color. something's not in the template, it's a pain to add it, like something like this. Especially if it's a new element that we have never programmed. Boy, oh boy, that takes time. Now the next section here is this one. In fact, what we'll do is we'll take elements from here, and I'm just going to add them to our core template, so that if we need to go through the process of adding more modules like this in future, we already have them embedded inside the core template, so we don't have to rediscover and rebuild things. Alright, so this one right here is not exactly geared towards this type of orientation and setup. We will need to modify it slightly, so we'll need to do a little bit of programming here. So we have the it's a misunderstanding from our designer side, the way that this module is programmed. So we'll need to refine it. We'll need to reprogram it. Let's have a look at it, how it's configured. Yeah, each section is like it's like a battle. Each section is like a battle, because you're really working towards building something, and sometimes you get into a place that looks similar, like something looks really similar to what's already in the program, but in reality it's completely different. You have to build from scratch. And that's the case here. What we've used here is the subfields in a group format, but really need to have a repeater field so we can repeat the content. I'm going to search from our library, see if we have something similar, but I'm almost have a feeling that it's probably going to be best to just assemble it from scratch right now, instead of trying to find that module and adopting it. Alright, let's script it. So in advanced custom fields, I'm going to add new. It's going to be a repeater field. Field label, that's going to call it image and content. I'm going to add fields, so I'm going to have an image, and then the image will be URL. We'll call it image. Then the next one will be header, which will be text. Content, which will be an editor. So let's just do text area. Content. And then The last one will be a button. Text. Also need to link it. Let's do text. Button. Text. And then that's going to be URL. Group title will be image and text. Save changes. Edit presentation. Let's do it as a row. Then we're going to go here, post type, page template, home page, presentation, hide on screen, content editor, save changes, edit, image and content. Let's go to pages, home, image and content. Let's just add one right now. Yeah. You know what? It's going to be stuck with this. No, it's not. It is unstuck. That was nice. Okay, obviously now we will have to actually print this module out so we can actually see it. That's where the actual work starts. On the home page, we'll start programming it. So technically, we could potentially just follow and replicate the code from something else, like this one right here. Let's just see, to make sure that it responds, we should see a duplicate of this one. There we go. So we'll use this one, this module, to transform into this. Sounds pretty crazy, but they have common structure in advanced custom fields. They're both repeaters. So yeah, let's do one more. Now this is not very efficient. when we have to build new modules. That's why the stencil template has to be expanded, so that we can have multiple different items, and we need to make sure that designer sticks to our stencil. Alright, so image and content. Let's get to here, image and content. I'm going to copy this. Change the name to image and content. Technically, might get a PHP error, or I'll actually get some data here. Yeah, we can actually see some data. Excellent. Really good. Alright, so let's build a structure for this. Of course, the ID has to change. Let's call it GN1. Just going to go all the way up here. Gen1 start. Backgrounds and borders. So we want to just go down after all of the global declarations. Here from navigation bar. So we'll just start from here. Now this is going to change things because we're taking out the styles. It's not using the same styles anymore, which is fine. By the way, our process probably should have been black, but it's fine. We'll work on it later. Then we have, I'm just going to use Bootstrap. For the layout. Column 12. This is going to be for cell phone. Oh, large. I'm going to dive into large right away. Let's do 4. If you have no clue what we're doing here, I wonder why you're still watching. But if you are still watching and you want to make some money programming things, but don't want to spend time learning programming, it takes a while. There's definitely opportunities to make money by selling websites. You can actually make a lot more money selling websites than learning how to program and do everything from scratch, like what we're doing. There's always opportunities available. If you're interested, let me know. We might be able to work together. I'm always looking for people who are interested in distributing the good work that we're doing. There's some residual income opportunities as well, passive income. So we have header, we have content. Okay, I think it's good. What do you think? We have to add the button now. Might have to wrap this in paragraph tags, we'll see. Just want to see if we have buttons already somewhere on the website. So we have schedule consultation button. Let's just copy the whole thing. Let's just copy the entire button. We'll see what it will look like here. Do we need to be more specific or not? We'll see. And then, yeah, I know I haven't brought out the A tags yet. We'll get to it. So we have the section, this div tag, this div tag, this one, which is our image. I just realized that I had this additional while statement hanging around there, which we don't really need, and I've deleted script to rewrite it a little bit, and then realized that I have completely not saved the copy. So kind of had to start doing this again. But this is where I'm at right now. So I'm outputting the header, the content in large 4 for now. So, and that's a good thing. The div tags really helped me, because I was trying to figure out why the div tags don't match. It's a small thing, but it's actually a big thing, because they help you figure out where you made the problem. Sometimes that happens when you're reusing the content. So this is going to be interesting, because with each reiteration of this, with each output of this, we need to be switching them around. So we might want to add a variable name. Counter equals to 0. So while it's running the loop, PHP going to have I have to look this up. PHP if count is even number, and then that's what I want. This is an even number. If it's not divisible by 2, it's an odd number. Okay, so if this is an odd number, we'll do R1 equals to 4. to equals to 12. Then we're just going to copy this and replace them. 12 and 4. So that we switch images around. I have a feeling that I'm not doing something correct here. Yeah. If it's an even one, then we need to display this one first, which will be our image. H2 div, then we have row. Okay, so we have div class row, then we have the column, they end here, and then we have to have this one here, div class. This one will be text. Image, and then this div tag finishes the row, and then this div tag finishes up the container, this one, container, and then the section. Should be good. Let me see if we have any syntax errors or something. Nope. Good. Now we're going to take this one out of here, and then we're going to say like this. But we need to replace it like this. Alright, that's more like it. In fact, we can further simplify this, because the parameters here, this will always stay 12. We just need to replace this. So PHP echo parallel temp. So is AI making us dumber as developers, or more efficient? That's a good question. What do you think? Dumber or more efficient? I think it's making us dumber and more efficient at the same time. But ultimately, how will it impact us long term? That's a good question. Alright, so we have, this is going to be parameter 2. Else. This is going to be 8. and 4. We could simply continue to simplify it and actually add all of this here, and then we'll echo out just the number. That's another way to do it. Let's see what we have now. It didn't work. Because the counter is not incrementing. So we're going to, once it runs through this, we're going to increment the counter. Counter plus plus. Ooh. Alright, so the content needs to be also changed up. Because the content here is an image, which is static, and if parameter 1, yeah, if it's divisible by 2, then we need to output an image here. So we will create out 1 equals image and out 2 equals 2, this whole section. Then we'll look at how we can simplify this. So if you're a developer and you're looking at this and you're wondering, hey Peter, you could have done it way differently, much simpler, and I can write this in 2 seconds for you. If you want to work for me, let me know. I'm looking for developers to hire, as we have really cool things that we're programming, and I do need developers that know how to program this stuff better than I do. especially if you know how to work with Laravel. So if you're one of those that are looking at this and saying, I know how to do this, this is simple, and you're not doing this the way that you should be doing it, I really want to hear from you. And now we have this class here, which we don't really need for now. You can definitely see that I'm rusty with this. There's a problem here somewhere. I cannot just image class src. Definitely have an issue somewhere here. In this case, what we'll do is, instead of sitting here and troubleshooting, we're just going to ask ChatGPT to quickly fix it for us. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT has done for us. when it comes to correcting my syntax errors. It looks like it has done a good job, and we're actually seeing the output. I don't trust ChatGPT too much with giving it flexibility of make me buttons and make me an entire section. I tried it, doesn't work. It's not there yet. ChatGPT still has quite a bit of work for it to be able to just basically, you tell it build a wall and it would build a wall that will be the best wall for that specific scenario. It's not there yet. But fixing syntax errors, yeah. Now we need to output our buttons. So for the buttons, we do have a button that we wanted to see what it will output, the one that's in the header. Let's just grab that one again. I'm just going to paste it here for now, just so that I can see what will work, what it will output. I know it's not going to probably output anything because there's undeclared variables. So I'm going to get those declarations right now. Edit button text. Button text, and we also have button link. There's a problem somewhere here. Let's break it down into sections. Let's remove the button. Right, I see the problem. So SA, right? We're not doing SA, we're doing just the button. So we need to get subfield. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I've done wrong, but I utilized ChatGPT to get this updated for me. So now we have it displaying the data for us correctly. We do want to position it properly though, because this button is outside of the container from what I see. So it sits inside the image. Yep. It actually has to sit inside the text item. So the text item has to be with the text element. So this is the image, this is the text content. So we'll continue with this here. So if button and text exists, then we will button out equals to, I'm going to just wrap it inside, just like so. Ooh. I'm pretty sure I made syntax errors here. Some people are wondering, how do we use ChatGPT to program? That's how we use it. Very useful, but I'm afraid makes us complacent. Not really that important for me right now, because my goal is to manage business. Not program. But complacency in development through ChatGPT could potentially be a long-term impact. So this has to be part of the output 2. So we actually have to do something like this. Main out equals out 2 and button out. So we're joining them together, and then part 1, where we have out 2, main out. Now this one ChatGPT will not help us to fix. There's going to be limitations that will hit. The other problem with ChatGPT sometimes is it actually overcomplicates the coding, and that makes it a little bit more difficult to figure out what's where and what's happening. Definitely brought out the button, but at what expense? So out 1, it has completely rewrote things. Yeah, see, you lose the flow, like when you use AI generation, things that you haven't, like it really reprogrammed everything differently now. So now I have to go through and figure out what is the logic behind what it has done. Let's just do a break tag here, just to give it some space. And this. Okay, I see. So we have to add the button out here. Technically it's going to cycle through the loop and should pick out the second button correctly. Alright, yeah, in this case, ChatGPT really helped us. And we were able to get this programmed. We might want to change up from 4 columns to 5, and then 8 to change it to 7. Yeah, I think this looks a lot better. That's why it's so important for the designer to stick with the design that's in the template. Something that I should have checked, but I didn't. And now we're kinda paying the price for it in very lengthy development times. We're almost done. Just going to add margin top. Let's do 4. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that it's turning out. Yeah, I think we're pretty much there. I know with Visual Builder you could have assembled it fairly quickly without going through this whole nonsense. But at the end of the day, once we have the template assembled and clean, then it's going to be easier than using Visual Builder to build replica websites. Just need to make sure that the designer is really sticking to the modules that we already have. Because if the designer sticks to the modules, then all that we need to do is just go here and paste things and deploy them. Alright, so I'm actually going to give this margin top 5 so that it looks a bit better. By the way, if you want this script, I'm going to add it to our library. You can see how we used library. The library is really useful. So we can build a whole bunch of different scripts and then use them throughout our development. Inside the advanced custom ACF boot website, the website has a subscription. I think it's like $5 per month. Basically nothing. It's really cheap for a web development business to use something like this. It's a crazy value because you'll be saving insane amount of time if you're using, of course, advanced custom fields. Maybe you have a different approach, but if you're watching up to now, you probably don't have an approach just yet. Bottom the pixels. I just want to give this a little bit of space here for this section item. Did it just stretch everything for me? Yeah. Let's not do that. Let's do 30 pixels. And then this one, margin top, we can just remove in this case. Okay, that's okay. And then we need to give this one a padding as well. Let's do for me 80 pixels. And actually it redistributes it across the whole thing. Maybe we'll just give it a container class of MT6. That would work. Let's do that. Container MT6. I know Bootstrap doesn't have MT6. MT5 is as high as it goes, but I've actually modified it so that we have ability. What? Why did? How come it added? You know what? Section gets repeated throughout. Yeah, I see. I think that's the reason why. It's inside the while statement. Should not be here. Section goes here. Probably happened when ChatGPT was rewriting it. And this container also needs to go outside. Okay, container out you go. This is where it will go. So we have while statement, okay, now it should be fine. Section, and then we also have what's there, container, right? Yeah, container div tag. Go back. Yeah, I'm going to go back so that I can see what I've done incorrectly. Okay, there we go. This is it. Okay, so section. Let me just upload this one. Let's see what we have. There we go. We're back to square one with this one. So I'm removing section and div and row for that matter. Section, container, and row. Section, container, and row. So at the end we have it like this. That should work. Okay, good. Now I'm going to return this MT5. I really don't like how this button disappears on us. I'm going to have to work on this one so that the button actually looks normal when we hover over it. And then there's also the hover effect, or hover effect, that we will see by force state on hover. So this is going to be the biggest, the longest video I've ever done on YouTube. Sometimes it takes a while to find the perfect balance. I think this is good. Yeah, I really like this color. Alright, finally we have completed it. This is going to be saved as stencil for sure. So much work went into this one. Don't really have that much CSS here, but it's good work that we really need to see. So this will go into template stencils. Let's modify our base template. I'm not going to waste your time with this modification because I just don't want to waste your time with this modification. We're modifying my base template right now to add this block. I will get this edited and we'll get back to you shortly. So if you're still watching this, you are absolutely incredible. You can consider yourself to be the 1%, the elite. Because I don't think anybody, hardly anybody in today's world has attention span to be able to go through a very lengthy website build out. So we can even be friends maybe. Kitchen portfolio, let's work on this section. Luckily there's not much changes here. So there's a background image which we can export. And then we're going to go to the section with it. Alright, what just happened here? So we have this is supposed to be the first one. Jump it up. Then we have the content with text, this one. Let's move it up. Where is my text? There we go. Then we have the icons. Then we have the crazy module that we've built. Now we finally are getting to something that has been pre-programmed before. That way I can actually fairly quickly implement. So let's find that section. This one. I think that's the one, is it not? Memberships. No, it's here. So looks like this one is stuck at the very end. We need to move it up. And move it up higher. Move it up higher. There we go. So we have 3 images. Select. So you can see that it will add the 3 images. Actually it won't. Yes, it will. 1, 2, 3. So these ones we can just get rid of. So kitchen portfolio is the first one. Fashion showroom is the second one, which we need to make changes to that picture, because this image is not of their showroom. I need to call and ask them to send me the right image. Areas we service. The text is completely bad. See, when something's programmed, we don't need to mess with all of that programming. We just change things, and it's here. We need to really reduce the size of the text here. So we're going to re-edit it. So, kitchen portfolio. Just going to remove them. Then we also have this text, which we don't have in our design. Okay, that's more like it. Might want to tweak the color a little bit so it's more shaded. Have to look into that. So some fine adjustments will be needed once we are done. What are happy clients? So we have the happy clients here. So let's move the clients that are happy up to the top. Testimonial section. Like this. And this is how development has been designed to be this fast, so we assemble the website rather quickly. And then we have the contact us section here, which is pretty much almost done. Just need to change the background image. Okay. So the next website will be much faster. I'm sure I'm going to create a new website tutorial development so that we can go through like one website, build it out really quickly. Just for those people who don't really have very good attention span, they can say, wow. You know, like there's a lot of those tutorials online, but they're missing the reality. And the reality you see the reality, how long it takes to build something. So, should I delete it or should I not delete it? We might have to use that section in some other place. So, I'm going to keep it for now. We might use it in the internal section somewhere. So that's why I have the stencils page, which is not used anywhere. It's just something that I keep code around so we can work with it, paste it somewhere if we need to. And then this section here can also go 136. That can go also into the stencils. So we'll save this, refresh it. So we're almost done. So we have the footer to work with. We're not going to configure the capture right now. We'll configure it once we deploy the website to the domain. But the footer, we need to get this done. So technically it should have come preloaded already with internal pages for the legal side of things. Then we'll modify the footer. So the footer modifications, they happen inside styles, style sheet document that we have been butchering extensively for this website. So based on my design, the footer color is completely black. So we can go to the footer section. Footer background color 000, footer text color, let's do white. That should be it. Let's see what this logo is. Height. Let's do 100 pixels. So the idea behind stencils is that we have a website built really clean, so that we can go through and make quick modifications to it and put together a website that's basically modified into the version that we want. So this is probably about 80% finished. We still need to work on the text so that it's search engine optimized, and we'll also need to work on internal pages, which will quite a bit of work there internally as well. But in terms of the homepage programming, it has been completed. So I would say probably about an hour went to program this section. Another half an hour went to programming this one. So that's about an hour. 30 minutes to set everything up, and another 45 minutes to complete other modules. So if we did not have to modify things and build new items, that would be 1 hour and 15 minutes to complete this homepage. That's phenomenal. I think even with all of the modifications that we have done, So we had half an hour part 1, then we had another half an hour for part 2, so that's 1 hour, so about 3 hours to complete a home page of the website. I think it's a very good time. 3 hours for a home page. I think it's very good. Even though that we had to modify a lot of things and build new modules. So we'll continue working on it. You can see that there's a lot more of what we can change to improve it. Thanks for sticking around till the very end. You're phenomenal if you have been able to follow whatever we've been doing. This is completely unrehearsed, unedited clip from the very start to the very end of us developing this homepage of this website. Now you can see the whole process that we go through to build out a website and the challenges. The challenges that we face whenever we're building something. Alright, we'll see you in the next channel, the next video. If you have been watching this till the very end, just want to let you know that the content will shift in this channel a little bit. There's probably going to be a split of content happening, so we will likely have WebACA channel devoted more towards things like website maintenance, very simple, basic things that people do with WordPress. It's going to get a lot more salesy. Let's just put it that way. There's going to be a lot more sales stuff in this channel. How to sell websites. Basically, I'm going to transform my channel into a sales tool. So I'm sure there's going to be a significant drop in subscribers when it comes to the developers that are following me. So if you are one of those that is following me because you are interested in development content, let me know, because I'm going to be creating a new channel. Just go to webaca.com, to my website, click on contact, fill out this form, let me know that you're interested in development content, and I'm going to send you a link to the new channel that I will be creating that will have only development content, how to build websites efficiently, fast. Is going to directly connect to our advanced custom fields library. There's going to be a lot more content about just specifically development. But I'd still recommend to follow WebACA. So there's probably going to be a split of several channels. We'll have, and this is really important, something that you might want to know for your business. If you are planning to run a business, and there's going to be WebACA sales, mostly on maintenance. How do you spell maintenance? Maintenance of the websites. That's the goal. Target market is maintenance. There's going to be business channel. How to run a business. And there's going to be a web development for programmers. So basically the nerd channel. Yeah, I think this is going to be the split. We won't acquire a lot more maintenance contracts, so that's going to be this one. Business channel to how to run a business, which will be a generic business channel, will go here. And web development for programmers, that's going to be here. This might actually have more splits, so there could be more channels in this one. It could be like how to run the social media campaigns, how to do pay-per-click advertisement, how to run EDDM, every door direct mail campaigns. So this could potentially split up into several more channels, but at this time we're definitely going to have a 3 split. because the content is just way too broad on my channel. We need to be a lot more specific.